Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra Tech. This time I'm in version 0.7.4.3. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups for some crazy reason. I'm not sure what I did, but I got them. So I'm going to fight through them and try and get this made. And as you can see, with this update, it brings us some new stuff to play with. These are, I believe, slated to go to the Geo Core, which it's the only core that makes sense. Look at this mining equipment we got here. I'm liking it. I'm liking it all. But before I get into this, you know, there's something else I like to do too. And that is to welcome you properly. And say, hey, how's it going? You having a good one? I guess that's more of a question. But anyway, I do welcome you. I'm glad you found my little channel for the first timers. And hey, I'm glad you come back if you're a repeat viewer. That is awesome. And as always, you know, I do ask that if you do happen to like what you are seeing with the new stuff, the updates, that you please help fuel my little channel. And it's easily done simply by, you know, throwing a like down below, some comments if you got them, even if you just want to say hello. Hey, it'd be awesome to hear from you. And you know, there's always that subscription button. Ding the bell on top of that and you'll be notified when I have something new and hopefully just as cool for you to watch. Dang tree. Not supposed to stick on me, or I'm not supposed to stick on it. But anyway, you know, if you feel like fueling up my little channel, there are a couple other ways too. One of them being the Solar Showcase. If you got a cool and original tech, hey, send on a save game or a in-game snapshot and I'll make the best dang video out of it I can. I got the link down in the description. Just look for the Saturday Showcase auditions. So now as I'm kind of putting around here, you know, I haven't really been talking about what's new. And as you can see, all the gray EXP parts, experimental, that are on my tech, those are the new ones. The I'm not sure, what is it, oscillating or articulating mini drill now moves up and down. I got some cool uses in mind for that. You'll see one of them coming shortly. The new what is it called, a piston ram, I think it's called, but now it's straight out, no angle, making it way easier to use. I can see me loving that thing. I love the melee weapons. And now angled plasma cutters, those were an awesome idea. They were needed from the go. I wouldn't be surprised we see the original one of that go actually bye-bye. Because it just makes sense. I do like the idea of having both of them. And as you can see, the EXP dropper block back there, oh, me and a few other techologists have been just wanting that for so long. They asked us to prove that it's useful. I think we did so because now we have one. And also, it's kind of needed since resources do just travel right through blocks currently. And I know there's at least a few of us that like to make them things drop off the conveyors. Now we have an official, legit way to do it that's almost done. It's an experimental, so I'm hoping it finds its way to a corporation real quick. So I want to be using that in the campaign. Now the other thing is I'm showing here is it does have a wee bit of a design requirement. So if you don't have a receiver that is able to keep up and a line that can keep up and you get any kind of backup, it will drop stuff because it do not allow for any receiver delays, really. Like, that's about its max for that small one. I wanted to use the small one to show that it will do it, but you know, you gotta be careful on your design. So all in all, those 4 simple blocks, they got me excited over this update. Honestly, it was just the dropper block that saves my useless machine from having to be worked on in the older updates that don't run as good. They're not as frame friendly, we'll say. You know what I mean, eh? The lagginess. It still lags out this game a little bit, but it's not as bad. So yeah, as you can see, those are some awesome additions for the Geo Core. I still do think they need a projectile weapon. Maybe not bullets, per se, but maybe like a harpoon. I think every core should have one. A projectile weapon. Now, as far as other uses for said new awesome blocks, here's one. What's that make you think of? As you can see there, I'm using that articulating drill, right? Now, I'm hoping I'm not the only one that thought of this. So I know there's a lot of awesome technologists out there, and I can't see me being the only one. I may be the first, to do the video, but I don't think I'm the only one. But anyway, this is just my little test. You know, you got to start small before you take something too big when it's questionable. Oh, there's the start of something bigger. Here's just a proof of concept. It looks kind of fidgety and a little fugly in a couple manners, but it's just to make sure the idea is actually kind of feasible. And as you can see, the legs don't quite move in time the right way, so I'm kind of thinking this ain't gonna walk very good, but you never know. The sloppiness in it is expected because I didn't really finalize the design. I didn't really work out the bugs. This is just early testing, but as you can see, it will kind of, it's like a drunk dog. It's had a lot to drink today. But this does show me some promise. I just think 4 legs isn't enough. So my next one, oh, I lost one. That's where, that ain't going to help none. So yeah, it's just the sloppiness kind of really screwed this test up. And, well, that doesn't help. So from there was some other testing that I really wanted to do. And that is with my lighter than air tech. But for that, I wanted to take her into a real game situation, so I loaded up my infinitely creative save, which I now find it has no EXP blocks, so they managed to limit that out of the campaign. But they are in the creative mode, which has me wondering. But anyway, I'm just going to see what kind of heck this thing can rain down on some unsuspecting poor suckers. Well, a little bit of a lag bit there. But as you can see, it does some damage. And it's actually quite controllable too. Like, you can just kind of hover around, just bobbing up and down, just floating. You do have to elevate yourself a little bit. It's not actually lighter than air, but it's pretty dang close. I actually had to engineer it so it wasn't lighter than air, because that sucker did get up to 2,000 feet pretty fast. You can't shoot dang thing from up there. It'd be nice if there were some planes up there for me to shoot at, but there just wasn't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't find them. But it is kind of a neat little exploit. I'm hoping that we actually get some decent, real, official controls for it instead of having to use a bug or a glitch, as it's been known. But as you can see, this little hover tech, it's got enough of the firepower just to lay a hurting on just about anything. And it's maneuverable enough where if you plan it out, use a wee bit of tactics, you can lay that hurting on somebody and not even really take any damage. All you have to do is just stay at the right height, and this tech actually can kind of, when you stop it, you got to be at like a 0 mile per hour, or very low mile per hour anyway, before it'll descend. And then you just use the little rockets just to boost yourself up a little bit. This is actually a really nice one. Now I got to remember to post this snapshot, because I know there's at least one person who was asking about it. Now normally on the things like this, I would have had it posted already, but hey, I forgot. I'm sorry. I try to post all the cool little ideas, things that may be a little more difficult to do, just so, you know, I can help other people figure them out for themselves so they can make some cool and awesome stuff too. Or newer, different, awesome stuff than what they normally make. But now, even though this thing may be half awesome, the other half is it does not reverse, it does not have a beep, 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 or nothing like that, and it's hard to land on a pinpoint spot, but I think with the right pilot, it is possible. I just happen not to be said pilot, because I lost interest. And I got back to some battling. Because with all the R&D fun, and all the building I've done, and oh, he's getting me. Dang it. Ouch. Looked like it knocked my tooth out. But, you know, you need some action. I needed some battling. And honestly, I was in here gonna try and revive my epic save that I've been wanting to make for who knows how frickin' long. But I kept changing the saves and things would get corrupted, things wouldn't work out, yada yada, all that. We all know. Early access kind of issues. Man, I got the trifecta of enemies here. Who do I attack first, eh? But now I'm thinking, since we have creative mode and we can save it and yeah, all that awesome stuff, and the game is running a lot better, I think it's worth a try. But in my infinitely creative save, man, am I getting swarmed by enemies. Like, this is actually about common for this round. I've been in here for about 3 hours. And I think in total, I've gotten maybe 45 minutes worth of good building in. And other than that, I've been attacked. My stuff's been blown up. I've had to go clear out areas. And then I say, screw it. And I'm going to go do some shooting. So I grabbed this guy up and I went at her. So it's one of those things, you know, you got to play around, you got to play it as you go in this kind of a save. Since it is a campaign save, it's just modified and it wants to hurt you. Now this is where I like to do my building, because even with the cheats of my infinitely creative save, all that does is shorten the time it would take me. Because honestly, I've never had a project that I wasn't able to complete. It's just a question of how long does it go. Oh, look at this guy. But yeah, it's always just a question of how long it'll take me. Doom Tank? That's properly named because it's doomed to destruction. But yeah, like even when the game was at its early stages, when I first started playing this game, it was like version 4.0. Now that was a while ago, like almost, yeah, it's probably over 2 years now. And I actually had made probably one of the biggest techs I've made then. But I wasn't making video at the time, and I was just playing on my buddy's computer. And I didn't record it, unfortunately. I think I might still have the snapshots. I might redo that one and show what I'm talking about. That might be a neat little revisit to the past. I've been doing them with some of my monsters because of the updates and all that. I think my monsters could be even better than what they were, and they'd be a better show now that the game runs better. But that's for another day. This one, I especially like this battle, because it looks like he's all stuck and I can't really do much. But oh, there goes the shields, and then off with the legs. Ha 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 ha! You are gonna limp for life. But don't worry, your life is gonna be short. See? All done. Ha ha! I just like that. He just bowled right through all them legs. There was nothing stopping it. But now here's some nervy crap, eh? Look at this guy dropping in right in the middle of my fortifications. Now, I was thinking of just letting the turrets take him out, but it did take a while. So I got impatient and I figured, okay, I'm going to gimp this guy up a bit, and I'm going to knock some wheels, aka the legs of this beast. Gonna knock them down. You can shoot at my turrets all you like, buddy, because I got more. But the whole thing, you've probably seen in the background, a little glimpse of why I came in here. I'm not really going to get into that yet. That's more going to be the next video. So I know it's been done before, but it's like an elevated thing. That's all I'm going to say for now. But even though it has been done before, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's about time I revisit this. Because I built this idea a long time ago in my Epic Saves first attempt. But I had to kind of abandon it due to game issues. Now I know what you're thinking. You might already know what it is. And if you think you do, hey, throw her down in the comment. Guess it if you can. Not saying there's a prize or nothing, but hey, I just want to see what you guys are thinking. What do you think I'm up to? It's actually got the multi-purpose. So if you can get all purposes figured out, even better. That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, it took a little bit to take him out. And as I was saying, they ain't too scared of my base yet. There's a little more of a view. Is it any better ideas? But look at this. 2 of them. Now right there. And then there's 2 more off in the distance. Now one thing I did notice in this update, the AI is actually extremely aggressive. Because if there is an enemy on the radar, it's shooting at them. It don't care if it can hit them. It don't care if it can even see them. If it's on the radar, it's after it. And that's why I've been having to set these main parts to idle. I almost got a really good glimpse. Jeez, I better be sneakier with that, eh? Ah. But right around in here as I'm taking out all these fellas. Ooh, is this one Peacekeeper? You're not doing so good, buddy. I just brought a war to your door. Ha! What do you think of me now? He's probably calling me an a-hole. It's okay. I could see him being upset a little bit. Oh, and an invader too. But anyway, while I finish these guys off, I'm going to call this one around an end. So once again, guys, thanks for joining me. Always remember, I do appreciate all the awesome you guys bring to my little channel. And if you do enjoy what you're seeing, you know, please throw the like down below, subscribe, hey, and tell your friends, eh? If you got friends that are into this kind of stuff too, let them see this stuff. They might just enjoy it as much as you do. And you know, you can always subscribe. All those things, they add up to a fuel in the tank, and it's usually running at least half. And you guys, you're the credit for that. I do thank you again. And also, if you have some cool and original text, don't forget about the Saturday Showcase. And if you got a few bucks laying around you just don't know what to do with, you know, there's always that paypal.me link down there where you could send in a donation to the channel and help it thrive. And what it'll do is it'll get your name thrown into a draw for a 3D printed tech, the ones that the guys that grab it make. So if you know you're interested, it's all down in the descriptions, all the links and all the information you need. So until next time, everybody, keep being the awesome and keep having a good one. Bye.